Why, as a deeply sensitive person, do we have those days where we are just the tower and epitome of strength, and other days we are nothing but a broken mess? Why does this happen to us? Now, the reason I want to talk about this is it's something that is very, very common amongst deeply sensitive persons. We have this up and down kind of relationship with our emotions. We don't just feel our emotions, we feel them to the extremes. And this can be really hard to manage, really hard to handle. And especially if you have a deeply sensitive person in your life, it can be really hard to watch. Now, this is something I've struggled with most of my life, trying to figure out why I kept having these highs, these really high highs, and why I kept having these really low lows, and how I could contain it and control it. And more for the fact that everyone around me kept telling me this was a bad thing. My emotions shouldn't be so high. My emotions shouldn't be going so dark. You shouldn't be stuck in these cycles of depression and anxiety. This is not normal. But when I finally did the work and looked into who I was, the truth of who I was, when I went through the cycle of courage, self-awareness, and radical self-love, I realized that these highs and these lows are my strength. They're like two sides of one coin. This is known as duality and polarity in the world. So it's the theory that everything has an equal and opposite, but it's also one of the same, because without one you couldn't have the other. So if you think about it this way, if you don't have hatred and anger and all those really yucky emotions, we wouldn't understand what love, joy, and compassion is. So they are the same thing. They are the one coin, two different sides. The thing about being a deeply sensitive person is these two sides, we feel to the extremes. We are open to the experience of feeling them at their depths. So this means when we go deep, when we feel sad, we feel sad. We don't just feel the sadness, we feel despair. We don't just feel love, we feel the next level up. We feel joy, ecstasy. We go high. Unfortunately, it has to balance out. It's one of the general rules of life that everything has to find balance, which means it's like a roller coaster. When we go up, we have to come down. And then when we go up, we have to come down again. Now, we have a choice as deeply sensitive people. We can choose to cap it. We can choose to say, the depths take me somewhere I am not comfortable with going. I choose not to go there anymore. But then we also have to cap our highs, which means that love, that joy, that ecstasy that we are craving, we can't hit that mark either, because we have to balance it out. So I made the personal choice in that, yes, my depths are going to be bad. When I go deep, it is going to be deep. But that means when I go high, I can go to the top of ecstasy and enjoy every single moment of it and feel it deeply to my core. And I get to watch those around me just kind of blasé. Meanwhile, I am in absolute heaven with what I am experiencing. And to me, that is worth every damn low that comes my way. So the reason we have these ups and downs, the reason deeply sensitive people go from these extremes of strength and love and compassion to these really deep depths of emotions is because we're meant to. It's who we are. We are meant to experience life at its extremes. And when we take a step back and look at that, it's a really beautiful thing. Now, if you're struggling with this still, if you're struggling to get your head around this concept and struggling to really accept this part of who you are, please reach out to me. I can do a 3-card intuitive tarot reading for you and show you the 3 steps you need to take right now in order to find that courage and confidence to live a purposeful life and accept your identity as a deeply sensitive person. Love and kindness, my friend.